Bayer Leverkusen are currently the best football team in Germany, having won the 2024 Bundesliga and DFB Pokal League Cup in an invincible season under manager Xavi Alonso. Success never ever seen before or even imaginable in Leverkusen. But what were the best football team in Germany actually like before they became the best in Germany? Well, let me bring you back to March 5th, 2023, where I watched the beginning of Germany's new invincibles in Leverkusen.
Just keep this on. This is kind of like a staple. I'm gonna make this a staple, like the hat. I'm gonna make it a staple of the series. You'll have no idea why I have it yet. That's about 88 episodes away, or 87 episodes away. Anyway, welcome back to episode 9 of Euro 2007 in Germany, the final episode of this Germany road trip weekend in West Germany. And we are heading to Bayer Leverkusen. We're heading back to Köln, getting a train up to Leverkusen, and then going to Bayer Leverkusen Arena. Now, this was the cheapest of the tickets so far. Tickets cost me €15, and I think it was probably the biggest surprise of the series in terms of enjoyment factor. So, again, I said last time I wasn't going to train hop again, but I train hopped again and I got away with it. Okay? I didn't know how to buy a ticket. I'm sorry. The German transport system is one of the worst in the world, and I will say that publicly on camera because it is. The Deutschbahn is a piece of shit. I'm not going to get sponsored in the future by them anyway, but it's so bad. Yes, so we head to Bayer Leverkusen. It's about 10 kilometers from Köln in the centre. You get a train, like a regional train up there, and it's about 10-15 minute walk to the ground. It's quite cool. Lots of things around it, and there's a bridge that goes over it, and it's kind of like a little coliseum, a little dome, and there's a big kind of like fan park around the stadium and inside the stadium, which is really cool. And obviously this was all very new to me, this experience of what it was like in foreign countries and foreign cultures, and it was very interesting to see. I hadn't seen anything like this in Derby, I hadn't seen anything like this in Portugal, in Italy, in Spain, so it was a different experience. I get to the ground, I go up the stairs, and I'm on the kind of long stand behind the dugout, very high up. Tickets cost me €15, and I think this was probably one of the best value for money I've had on the series. Now, Bayer Leverkusen at the time had just kind of gotten back into a rhythm of things. They were having their worst season in a very long time, and Xavi Alonso took over. I think he took over in October, but I believe this might have been the first time that we've seen Xavi Alonso ball in full effect. They went an invincible season in the Bundesliga. They won the Pokal DFB, I think. They won that, and they were one win away from winning the Europa League to win an invincible season across 3 competitions, which is just crazy in itself. I know it's not the Champions League, but still. Yeah, so I'm in the long stand, and they're playing against Hertha Berlin. And as you know now, Hertha Berlin got relegated. But Hertha Berlin brought about, how many fans? They brought a good few thousand. You can see him here. I think they were the most impressive away fans I've seen. Like one of the most impressive. Just because of the sheer fact that they were getting pumped 4-0 at one stage. And they just kept singing. They were like moving around in this weird like formation pattern. Just constant noise. It was just brilliant to see, because you don't get that in most places. When they're losing, it's kind of fuck me, they've scored another one.
We lose every week. We are nothing special.
But no, it just kept going. I think each goal they got louder, which was quite bizarre to see. And Leverkusen fans were decent. They were good behind the goal, like the North Curve. Decent, 4 goals. But what impressed me the most was the actual football. The quality of football, for once, on this series, was simply sensational to watch. Bayer Leverkusen were just so good. Like, so good. I know Hertha Berlin were having a shocking season, but they were just so good, Bayer Leverkusen. I hadn't watched football like that before. Like, the actual standard of football was so high in terms of the movements off the ball, one-touch passing. Every shot was a goal. You couldn't ask for more, and I think it led to this phenomenon that we've seen over the last year with Bayer Leverkusen. It's just a brilliant day out. €15. I just had so much fun. I wasn't as sociable. I didn't talk to as many people. I was, I suppose, recovering from the 2 days before. But a lot of fun. A lot of fun to be had at Bayer Leverkusen. And it's funny now because they actually announced at the time in the 70th, 80th minute the attendance. And they actually lied about the attendance. They said it was full. It was nowhere near full. There was a good few thousand missing. So that was interesting. But now, trying to get Bayer Leverkusen tickets, very, very difficult. Yeah, €15. Brilliant football, good fans, good food. It's very easy to get to. You can't go wrong. Bayer Leverkusen was such a win. And that ended my trip in Germany. So German football was very mixed. It was the highs of the Borussia Dortmund match to the lows of the Borussia Mönchengladbach match to the fun I had at Bayer Leverkusen. And it was just a nice blend of everything. Cheap food, decent football, very good fans. And yeah, you really can't go wrong in Germany. It's very easy to fly to. While we complain about the trains, and there's a lot of train delays by Deutsche Bahn, it's very easy to get across. You know, if you want to watch football in a weekend, you can plan it out very strategically because a lot of clubs are beside each other. And I would also recommend to go to Bundesliga 2, Bundesliga 3 games because the atmosphere is incredible. The atmosphere is actually better in the second division than it is in the first division, which is a weird process. But if you look at the teams in the second division, you'll understand they're very historic clubs who just can't seem to get up because of teams like Wolfsburg and RB Leipzig and Hoffenheim, who are kind of taking their places in the first division because of the investment and the funds they have to buy these players who are actually good football players. So Germany's complex. Germany is very complex, but I'm looking forward to watching the rest of the 18 teams there, 15 more to go, and I think you'll enjoy what we have planned for Germany. So that was my weekend in Germany, and now I headed off to Plymouth. From Bayer Leverkusen to Plymouth Argyle, that's Europe 1 to 7. So, as always, grazie millie and ciao ciao.